August 2nd, 216 BCE. 86,000 Roman soldiers, the largest army Rome had ever assembled, marched confidently into battle. They outnumber the enemy 2-1. 6 hours later, 70,000 of them are dead. One man orchestrated this, and what he did changed warfare forever. I'm going to show you exactly how Hannibal Barca, a 29-year-old general surrounded by enemies with no reinforcements and no way home, pulled off the most perfectly executed military ambush in human history. This is Cannae, the battle where genius met opportunity, where confidence became a death sentence, and where Rome learned that sometimes being outnumbered is exactly what you want. But before we dive in, sacrifice your comment for the algorithm. Like and subscribe. The gods of reach demand it. By the end of this video, you'll understand how one brilliant mind turned Rome's greatest strength into their worst nightmare. Let me tell you the story of the perfect battle. To understand what happened at Cannae, you need to know why Hannibal was even in Italy. This was the Second Punic War, a death struggle between two superpowers, Rome versus Carthage. Carthage controlled North Africa, southern Spain, and Mediterranean trade routes, wealthy beyond measure. But 20 years earlier, they'd lost the first war to Rome, lost Sicily, Sardinia, Corsica, paid crushing war reparations. It was humiliating. Hannibal Barca was 9 years old when it happened. His father, Hamilcar Barca, who'd fought in that first war, took him to a temple altar and made him swear an oath: never be a friend of Rome. Hannibal kept that promise his entire life. He grew up in military camps, studying war. He learned to speak Punic, Greek, Latin, Celtic, Iberian. He could address every soldier in his diverse army in their own language. They loved him for it. At 26, his soldiers elected him commander, not because of his name, because they'd seen him fight beside them, bleed beside them. By 218 BCE, Hannibal had a vision: invade Italy itself. Everyone said it was impossible. The Alps blocked the route. No army had ever crossed those mountains in winter. Hannibal did it anyway. With 50,000 infantry, 9,000 cavalry, and 37 war elephants, he crossed the Alps in winter. The journey was hell. Avalanches, hostile tribes, freezing cold. He lost half his men. Most elephants died. But when he descended into northern Italy in December 218 BCE, Rome panicked. The impossible had become real.
And then Hannibal started winning. December 218 BCE, Trebia River. Hannibal baited the Romans into attacking at dawn, forcing them to cross chest-deep freezing water. His brother Mago ambushed them from behind with hidden troops. Of 40,000 Romans, only 10,000 escaped. June 217 BCE, Lake Trasimene. The perfect ambush. Hannibal hid his army in fog-covered hills. When 25,000 Romans marched into the valley, he attacked from every direction. Romans died confused, unable to see their killers. Rome tried something different. They appointed Fabius Maximus as dictator. He understood you can't beat Hannibal in open battle. His strategy: shadow him, cut supplies, never engage, starve him slowly. It was working. But the Roman people hated it. They called Fabius the delayer, a coward. Their pride demanded revenge, not patience. So in 216 BCE, Rome raised the largest army in its history, 86,000 men. 2 consuls would lead them: Lucius Aemilius Paulus, the wise one, veteran commander who'd studied Hannibal. He urged caution. Gaius Terentius Varro, the aggressive one. He believed Roman discipline and numbers would crush any enemy. He wanted glory. They alternated command daily. Paulus wanted patience, Varro wanted blood. Meanwhile, Hannibal's situation was desperate. His army of 50,000 exhausted troops had no reinforcements, no supply line, living off foraged grain. If Rome pinned him down with 86,000 men, it was over. But Hannibal understood Roman psychology better than they understood themselves, their pride, their aggression, their belief that discipline wins wars. He was about to prove them catastrophically wrong. Early August 216 BCE, the armies met near Cannae. The terrain was flat, open, perfect for Roman infantry. Dawn, Varro's day to command. Paulus protested, "Something's wrong. Why would Hannibal accept battle against superior numbers?" Varro dismissed him. "Fear is weakness. We have numbers. We attack." 86,000 Romans marched to position, certain of victory. Hannibal watched them come. His officers were nervous. "General, they outnumber us 2-1. He smiled. "Good. More targets for our cavalry." Now look at what Hannibal deployed. His center was deliberately weak. 16,000 Gauls and Spanish infantry formed in a crescent bulging toward the Romans. It looked desperate. But on the flanks, pulled back, his 10,000 elite Libyan veterans, and on the wings, his cavalry advantage. 6,000 heavy cavalry on the left, 4,000 Numidian light cavalry, the best horsemen in the world, on the right. Roman commanders grinned. Hannibal's center looked weak. They'd smash through it. But watch what Hannibal did next. He moved among his troops with specific orders. To the Gauls in Spanish, "Today, you're the heroes. You'll face Rome's full weight. You'll bend, but you won't break." Those warriors roared. They understood. They were bait, and they accepted it with pride. To his Libyan veterans, "Wait for my signal. When Romans push deep, wheel inward, cut them from the sides." To his Drabble, his cavalry commander, "Win quickly, then the real work begins. I need you behind them." His brother Mago asked, "Are you certain?" Hannibal smiled. "Today we make history." Morning, thunder of hooves. Hasdrubal's 6,000 heavy cavalry charged the Roman right wing. Brutal, face-to-face killing. Swords, screaming horses, men dragged from saddles and hacked to death. Within 30 minutes, the Carthaginian cavalry shattered the Roman cavalry, driving survivors from the field. But Hasdrubal didn't pursue. He kept his cavalry organized. Hannibal had given orders. After you win, the real work begins. On the Roman left, Numidian light cavalry skirmished with allied horsemen, darting in, throwing javelins, keeping them busy, distracted. But the center, that's where history was made. Mid-morning, 80,000 Roman infantry advanced, shields locked, boots pounding, the ground shook. If you were a Gallic warrior in Hannibal's center, this is what you saw: a wall of shields and steel, stretching endlessly. The most feared infantry in the world, outnumbering you 3-1. But these warriors stood. When Romans hit Hannibal's center, the impact was catastrophic. The Carthaginian center gave way. The crescent flattened, bent backward. Gauls fought like demons, but couldn't hold against Roman mass. Romans pushed harder, smelling victory. The center was collapsing. Varro felt vindicated. See? Numbers and discipline win, always. But Paulus was watching something else. The flanks. Look at our flanks. The Roman formation had compressed, wings folding inward, becoming a dense column, narrow, deep, exposed. Paulus whispered, "Gods help us. It's a trap." Hannibal saw exactly what he'd planned. Romans had pushed so deep they'd formed a massive column, narrow, dense, exposed. He turned to his signaler. "Now, give the order." Late morning, genius became visible. Hannibal's 10,000 Libyan veterans received the signal. They wheeled inward, turned 90 degrees, and slammed into Roman flanks like hammers into glass. Imagine you're a Roman legionary.
You've been pushing forward, fighting Gauls, certain of victory. Suddenly, screams from your left, then right, attacks from the sides. You try to turn, but you're packed too tight, can't maneuver, can't form lines. Panic spreads. Then it got worse. Hannibal, having destroyed the Roman right cavalry, reformed his 6,000 horsemen, an incredible feat, and rode behind the entire battlefield. He hit the allied cavalry from behind. Caught between two forces, they broke, fled in terror. Now Romans had no cavalry, none. Hannibal reformed again and charged into the rear of Roman infantry. Romans now faced attacks from four directions: Gauls pushing from the front, Libyans crushing the left flank, Libyans crushing the right flank, cavalry stabbing from the rear. The trap was complete. Paulus fought near the center, fought on foot until he fell sword in hand, a consul of Rome, dying with honor. Varro escaped. He lived to face the shame of knowing his arrogance killed 70,000 men. For the trapped Romans, there was no escape. Afternoon heat, sun merciless, 80,000 men packed into space for half that number. You can't raise your sword, can't see sky, can barely breathe. This wasn't combat. This was systematic butchery.
By late afternoon, 70,000 Romans were dead. The Carthaginians lost 6,000, mostly from that heroic center that held the line. Do that math. That's 12 Romans dead for every Carthaginian. Both consuls dead or disgraced. 80 senators massacred. Every officer above centurion rank gone. Rome's entire command structure annihilated. The field was so packed with corpses that survivors walked across dead bodies for half a mile without touching dirt. The Aufidus River didn't just run red, it was red. For 3 days, you couldn't see the water through the blood. Hannibal's soldiers collected gold rings from dead Roman nobles, so many they filled bushels. They shipped them to Carthage and dumped them on the Senate floor. After the battle, Mago urged Hannibal, "Give me cavalry. In 5 days, I'll dine in Rome's capital." Hannibal refused. Maybe he lacked siege equipment. Maybe his army was exhausted. Maybe he hoped Rome would negotiate. They never did. Rome banned the word peace. They freed slaves and armed them. For 13 years, they bled Hannibal through attrition, never giving him another Cannae. 14 years later, at Zama, Scipio, who'd studied every Hannibal battle, defeated the master using his own tactics. Hannibal won the perfect battle and lost the war. Why? Because winning battles isn't the same as winning wars. Sun Tzu understood this centuries earlier when he wrote in The Art of War, "Victorious warriors win first and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first and then seek to win." Hannibal sought victory on the battlefield. Rome had already decided victory meant survival, no matter the cost. On August 2nd, 216 BCE, Hannibal Barca became immortal through tactical genius. He proved that one brilliant mind can destroy any army, that strategy beats strength, that thinking beats numbers. But Rome became eternal through sheer refusal to quit. They proved that the greatest will can survive any disaster. Cannae teaches us both lessons. Brilliance can win the day, but resilience wins the war. If this story fascinated you, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into history's greatest moments. Drop a comment telling me which historical battle you want covered next. Now go watch this video next. Trust me, you'll love it.